the things that I do are the things that only I can do. And really, I have to every quarter, I'm looking at all the things that I'm doing and figuring out, what is it that I've picked back up that somebody else can do? Because that's so easy to do. And really focus on, where do I bring the most value to the business? What is it that I can do that nobody else can? And that's a handful of things. And really want to focus in and put all my energy on the things that have the most value for the business and not get caught in all the day-to-day minutia of things that somebody else can do. They can be very important things, but they're
Mm-hmm.
not the best use of my time. And so I think that's part of it is having amazing teams that I can delegate to and that really care as much about the business as I do.
Love it. I love it. So your focus, you have a huge focus on helping non-tech CEOs learn from the SaaS playbook. What
Yes.
inspired that? Because I mean, I spent a little time in SaaS. You have different business principles, and it's very metrics driven business. So I immediately get that connection. But talk a little bit more about like how you help people get into that SaaS mindset.
Sure. I think the light bulb moment is realizing that recurring revenue and recurring value aren't the same thing. I mean, you can have a subscription model and still operate like a transactional business. And the mindset shift isn't about what you charge or how you charge. It's about how you think about customer success and scalability and enterprise value from as early as possible. And I think that the big shift is that traditional businesses will optimize for the sale, and where a SaaS is going to optimize for the outcome. And the difference when you optimize for the sale, your best customers and your worst customers kind of have the same experience. You're incentivized to close deals, not deliver results. We just got to get them across the finish line. Team celebrates revenue day one and kind of moves on, and the customer hasn't gotten value yet. And here's the killer. Enterprise value is capped because investors can't predict future performance because every deal is a one-off. And
Mhm.
I think that the SaaS mindset flips this. Revenue day one is just permission to prove yourself. The recurring business model is about compounding value that you deliver over months and years. And I think that changes probably everything about the business, your metrics, your team structure, your sales process. And most importantly, your enterprise value multiple, because when you have that recurring revenue, that changes.
Yeah. Well, so that also leads you into something that I know you talk a lot about, and I love is the world-class customer experience, and how
Yes.
that becomes a competitive moat. So is that really mostly mindset? Is that what a company has to do? If they say, I want to hang my hat on customer service, you know how many people, say customer service matters,
Yes.
and
Yes.
then and they use the right words, but they don't really have exceptional customer service. Like, what's the difference?
I think that the difference, maybe it is mindset, but it's in outcome. Because customer service is very generic, and
Mm.
it's everybody says that we have great service. And okay, fine, but what does that really look like? And I think replace that word service for success. And I tell CEOs all the time is they need to be able to answer the question: what does success look like for a customer? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days
Yeah.
after the sale. And if you don't know, you don't have a growth platform. You got a
Hmm.
sales machine and going to have a retention problem. And that directly impacts what a business is worth. But I think having very defined markers, what does it look like? What value do we deliver, and what does that outcome look like? So what does good service look like? What does onboarding look like? What are the markers of success, and how quickly can you deliver those? We definitely want wins within 30 days, but what win can you deliver in the first hour, 2 hours, seven
Yeah.
days, 3 days? What do those look like? And really focusing in on what does that outcome, specific outcome look like? That's what customer success looks like. That's what great service looks like. That's where people go, wow, you got to check this out because they know the difference. It's not just saying, hey, we have great service, but it's being able to clearly articulate what does it mean to win by having you?
Yeah.